What happened to Jack Harlow? What happened to the man that was once praised by Drake as the next up? What happened to the man that was once admired by the greatest rapper of all time, even through his controversies, as his top 5? What happened to the man that had 3 number 1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, which is very hard to achieve? What happened to Jack Harlow? Just a few years ago, Jack Harlow was on top of the world. He had back-to-back number 1 hits in 2022 and 2023. His album Come Home The Kids Miss You debuted at number 3 on the Billboard's Hot 200 with 113,000 units sold in its first week. And that album went on to become certified platinum. Harlow was this charismatic, witty white rapper who seemed to effortlessly bridge the gap between hip-hop and credibility and pop radio equity. He wasn't just a star. He was being positioned as the future of mainstream rap. He was everywhere. Halftime shows, Hollywood where white man can't jump, not a bad movie, the fashion weeks. Then after 3 years of silence, he returned with something nobody saw coming. On March 13, 2026, on his 28th birthday, Jack Harlow dropped his 4th studio album titled Monica. But this wasn't the confident, braggadocious rapper that fans fell in love with. Harlow had moved from Kentucky to New York, traded in his trap beats for muted keys and live instrumentals, and recorded the entire project at the legendary Electric Lady Studios. Very impressive. He was going for a neo-soul sound inspired by 90s R&B icons. He even set strict rules for himself: no cursing, no digital instruments, and most shockingly, no rap. Yeesh. Harlow told the New York Times, "I think you get to the point where as much as you're trying to find your voice, you're also hoping to escape yourself." This was supposed to be his artistic evolution. Instead, it became his biggest misstep of his career.
White rappers are afforded more freedom to change their genre. True or false?
I might have to think about that.
I'd like to hear your answer to Joe's question, but also then talk about what I feel is like the radical twist of what you have chosen.
Before the album even dropped, Harlow set it on fire himself. In an interview with New York Times Popcast, he was asked why didn't he pivot to a traditional whiter genre like pop or cold country like his other fellow white compatriots. His response: "I got blacker." He went on to say he loves the sound of black music, and he didn't want to take the safe landing spot his white compatriots found himself.
Piggyback off what John's saying. John's saying you didn't retreat into a whiter genre. In fact, you arguably went deeper into
I got blacker.
Black music.
Yeah.
Deeper into blackness.
Yeah.
So was that conscious? Was that a little twist on the typical move that white rappers make, which is to retreat back into traditionally white sounds?
Almost immediately, the internet turned on him. Charlemagne the God joked that the entire album actually made him sound whiter, saying you gotta be really white to say that. Glasses Malone called the entire aesthetic a form of modern-day blackface. The backlash wasn't just noise. It was the culture's firestorm. Harlow, the artist who had always seemed so self-aware, suddenly looked completely out of touch. He wasn't just making R&B, he was framing his entire artistic growth as a journey towards blackness, and the culture wasn't really having it.
I think I love black music. I love the sound of black
Who
music.
among us?
Yeah, I
it's
love
like-
the sound of black music.
Yeah.
Now, here's the tragic irony. Rolling Stones magazine argued that the music itself is actually not half bad. They called it pleasant and occasionally moving, creating production from musicians like Robert Glasfire. But the reviewers also noted that the album itself was an over-explanation. That the songs are better than the cringy rollout surrounding them. Okay, this is the central problem with Monica. The music might be decent, but Harlow framed it so poorly that the fans rejected it before pressing play. His core hip-hop audience felt alienated by the genre shift, while R&B fans saw him as an outsider, trying on a culture aesthetic. In trying to please everyone, he ended up pleasing no one.